If you love talking about cats, but your friends and family are kind of over it, this is the podcast for you. Join your hosts, Danielle Stray Woolley and Elizabeth Calico Gearhart on the Jersey PodCats, where everyday cat lovers share funny stories, challenging situations, and ask their questions about cats. All right, let's get right into this episode.
Hi, everyone. I'm Danielle Woolley.
And I'm Elizabeth Gearhart, and we are the Jersey PodCats.
PodCats. And that shadow is going to kill me for anybody who's watching. It's like hot, so I've got it hurting. It's not really working over here. Don't mind me. Anyway, hello. How's it going?
It is going well. We're just going to do some random chat about our cats today and weird things about cats. One thing that I wanted to bring up before I forgot that I had read about cats or heard from someone, maybe you even told me, was that they can't stand too much light. So I noticed that Cushy squints a lot. Like he'll bury his head in the covers and stuff. And he'll go up to the top of the cat tree and he'll bury his head so his eyes are like in the cat tree.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because too much light hurts their eyes, and that's why they can see so well in the dark too. So I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if I said that specifically, but I did share a story about how there's times where I feel like they see better in the dark than they do in the light. And then they know that I'm never going to intentionally hurt them. So they'll create little landmines of cats at night, and they can see me, but I can't see them.
You know what Max does? He'll lay on the top stair, and he's black.
Yeah.
He's a really black tabby, and that's dangerous. I got up last night. My stomach hurt, and he was luckily I turned the light on because there he was on the top stair. But yeah. So what's been going on with your cats?
A lot. I'll share more eventually, but I'm not ready to share at the moment. With one of the kitty cats had something going on. So tune into the next one, because by then I think I'll be okay to talk about it. I'd like to focus, like your ideas, focus on some silly things. The first silly thing is I had never seen the play Cats. And I remember growing up, like, I don't know, like in the 90s, seeing like the commercials of like, call telecharge today, Cats on Broadway. I don't know if I remember seeing those commercials, and like the scenes, like, and even me, like I love animals, but I always thought it was weird. Like, what is going on? Like, they're like just like dressed as cats jumping around. But I had an opportunity to go see it with family. And it was playing at a local theater, which does really good productions. And we went to see it. And for the first like 10 minutes, I'm staring at my husband like this, like, what on earth is going on? Like, I was so clueless until I just like, okay, stop focusing on what is going on and just enjoy it. And I did enjoy it. So
yeah. I never saw it because my mother was like, oh, they're so mean to the old woman cat, blah, blah, blah. So I never saw it because I didn't want to see that. She kind of ruined it for me.
yeah.
But I saw this weird science fiction movie. I forget what it was. And they're going around in these ships on sand or something. It was stupid. But
so we both watched stupid TV and stupid plays. Got it.
So, but they had this fry cook, and it turned out it was like a life-size, human-sized cat that stood up on its hind legs and was like really grizzled, smoking a cigarette. Stuff was hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I love cats. But yeah, so sweet little Lily. She is just a little doll. I was sleeping in one morning, and I'm not really sleeping in a little. And she was like, what's wrong with you? So she went up on my nightstand and she took her paw and like put her paw on my arm, like she was beseeching me to get.
And she was just kind about it.
Yeah, she was very kind. Yeah. Max, on the other hand, is very aggressive when he wants me out of bed.
Yeah, Thor's gotten friendlier but more aggressive, and he's decided around like anywhere between like 2 and 6 a.m. and he's a big boy, 17 pounds. He's decided to jump up and start headbutting us like violently.
Oh my
like violently headbutting us to like get up and play. I don't know if he wants to play, if he wants his water, if he wants food, if he's just bored. So that's been his new thing. And then I know we talked about plants before. This is the other thing I want to talk about is plants and toxic plants for animals and making sure you don't have them, because my cat Tony is a plant murderer. No matter what I do, even if I get all the safe ones, I got stuff that I had put up, and he just slowly is starting to like, I think he thinks I don't know that it's him, but he's got these teeny weeny little teeth, so it's definitely him. And like There'll just be like 2 little punch holes, like little vampire bites in the one plant, and then 2 little pieces on another plant. Like I think he's trying to see how far he can get away with it. And I don't mind my cats going on the counters or the tables, like whatever, who cares? But now when he's up there, I go, "What are you doing?" And he just like, ah, and he jumps down. So I think that's working. But then I feel bad for
Yay.
scaring him. But then also when I was going to buy plants, I specifically picked a local nursery because when I like going to local businesses and small mom and pop
Mhm.
places, but also because I remember when I went and bought plants not that long ago, which is in my head, that's what I thought it was not that long ago. But when I asked this guy the question, he's like, we haven't had that since like 2018. So I was like, oh,
Oh.
so I was there a long time ago, but to me it felt like yesterday, where they used to have markings on the plants stating whether or not they were pet safe. And they don't do it anymore.
Oh.
And one of the things that I had in my hand, I was looking it up. He goes, "Oh, that one's okay." He's like, he's actually, I wrote it down because I was like, "What? Repeat what you just said." He said it's only toxic if they eat it.
Oh, okay.
So what part of my cat eats plants? Like, oh no,
Do
that should be
not-
okay. It's only toxic if we eat it. Like, what else are they gonna do? Stare at it? Like,
So
I was just,
funny.
and my mood lately, because
Mm.
I've been having some ups and downs. So I was just like, I'm just gonna walk away. I don't want to be mean to him. He's a
That
nice
was smart.
person. But I wanted to be like, what else would they be doing with it if I'm concerned with him eating it? You
Yeah.
think he's gonna just like chop on it and spit it out? I don't think so.
No, that's pretty funny. Yeah, well, Kushi has developed a new thing. He's getting older. I think he's starting to lose his mind a little bit. He's
Hmm.
13.
Is he making
But
a lot of noises at night, like crying and talking?
no, which is good.
Mm.
He's never been a loud cat, but he is taking his nose, like the soft part of his fleshy part of his nose, and like putting it on my face on different places.
And
It
you're like,
feels
what
so
are you doing, dude?
weird. It feels so strange. And like last night, I didn't feel good last night. I was tossing and turning. So last
Aw.
night he was like putting his nose all over my face half the night.
Oh my
It was so
gosh.
funny.
Oh, you know what? I do have another story. See, I'm like, we don't have much to talk about. How do we have this podcast for over a year? But we really do have a lot to talk about. Thor, because he loves to make my credit card get charged up all the time. And I know, and I've shared before that he eats and licks plastic. So we don't have stuff anywhere. Like we know, like even like we had packages out that were taking pictures of something to list for a sale. We made the mistake of leaving it out overnight. There's all these little puncture holes in it, and I know they're all Thor trying to chew through the plastic. But we had one of those shakes. Like I was drinking in Shore before I went to a procedure. I
Mhm.
had to drink like a liquid diet the day before. Threw everything away, but somehow he got just a little piece that says "open here" off the bottle
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and got it wedged perfectly in the back of his throat. But at the time, we had no idea that's what it was. He was just like gagging and like flailing on the floor and hiding under the bed.
Oh,
And I had just had a procedure, so I couldn't even like pick him up or do anything. So it was quite, now it's funny, but at the time it was terrifying.
yeah.
So we just said we wanted to be safe, took him to the vet, and the vet was like, don't let him move. And she grabbed forceps and just went like this. She's like, he had a piece of plastic perfectly wedged. If he had moved one way or the other, he would have just been like completely not been able to breathe. I'm like, why do my cats do this to me? Why?
I know. Oh, they're so tricky. Well, so Max like was itching again. I'm like, oh gosh, I wonder if I need to increase his steroid or don't really want to do that. Well, then I found pills that had been spit out that
Ugh.
I had thought he had swallowed. So he wasn't taking his medicine now. He's taking his medicine now because I think he makes the connection. But yeah, he just and he's so sneaky about it because like I always close his mouth and rub under his chin and say, "Oh, did you swallow that?" And I try to make sure, but those cats, they are
He's like a
sneaky.
teenager. He's figuring it out. Next, you're going to catch him under the lamp saying he has a temperature, like with
Yeah,
the thermometer.
I
Like,
know.
oh, mom, I can't go to the vet. I'm too sick.
I know. So, well, I woke up really early this morning and they all three woke up with me. We all went downstairs and they love to go out on the front porch. I have the back door open all the time for them to go out on the screen porch and then out on the deck if they want. They just love going out on the front porch. So I opened the door. They all three went out on the front porch. And then they just ran around to the back. And then Kushi has a chair on the deck that is his chair. And he's out there all the time. It's like an old man sitting in his chair on the deck all the time.
Yeah, during random scrolling, because like I said, I had a procedure, so I was stuck in bed for a couple of weeks. And one of the things I came across, somebody had built out of a box a Game of Thrones chair. for cats.
Oh,
And
no.
then they were selling it for $50. And I was like, I started having one of those moments. I don't know if you've seen arts and crafts stuff where like, I can make that, but like who in reality is
Yeah.
going to actually sit and make it? I was
Yeah.
like, that's pretty cool. And I'm like, nope, not spending money. I'm not buying a $50 box cut up into a Game of Thrones chair. It's not happening. But I have been seeing a lot of ads on like Facebook and stuff for those giant wheels. Like I feel like my cats would have a field day on that, but they're
I
so
haven't
giant. Like
I
how do I
haven't
even get them
seen
in my
those.
house? No?
What is it?
It looks like a giant hamster wheel, but it's got carpeting on the inside. It's for cats so they can run in circles and get their energy out.
Oh, Kushi might like that. Yeah, I have a couple boxes and Kushi goes and just rips him. Like he's like, you can tell he's got this anger or frustration or something, probably about Max. And he just like, I did get him a new scratching thing, and they'll just go like, it's violent. Like they just scratch the heck out of it, like they're like
Mhm.
having a temper tantrum on the thing or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
maybe I
yeah,
should try a wheel.
maybe. And it has scratching stuff on it too. But
Yeah.
I also been trying to get all the stuff out of my bedroom too because I've been having trouble sleeping. So
Yeah.
on one hand, I want them there so that they can lay in those things, and not be laying like in our laundry or like, I mean, they're okay on my bed, but just to give them other spots, especially when it's hot. I don't want them all on top of me. Um, but then when I pull them out of the bedroom, I'm like, wait, guys, come back. So I bring the toys back in the bedroom. And Thor has still been playing with, I've shared before, he has the sticks with the string on the attached to the end with the feather. He'll play with those, but he doesn't really love us playing with him so much. He likes playing with it, pretending he's murdering it, and then he drags the whole feather up the stairs with the stick and everything attached, and it's like ping-ponging off the wall. So like part of my morning routine now is taking the sticks out of our bedroom, throwing them back down the stairs. And then at some point throughout the day and the night, he drags them back up again. But that's his exercise. That says he
Yeah.
needs to lose weight.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I do find it kind of hard to travel these days because the cats do really miss me when I'm gone. We were gone for a week, and boy, the cats were just like glued to me when we got back. And now it's pretty much back to normal, but Richard's been gone for a week because our sister-in-law passed away, so he's been spending time with his
Yeah.
brother. And I'll tell you, the cats they notice that he's gone, and they've been kind of clinging in around and stuff. But it'll be interesting to see. He's supposed to get home today. It'll be interesting to see how their behavior is when he gets back, because
Yeah.
Max likes to fight with him over a spot on the sofa. I keep telling him, well, Max likes your butt smell, I guess.
Cats are weird. They are a lot like dogs sometimes.
Yeah, so they do really miss us when we're gone, even though I have somebody take care of them. So
Yeah, I have cameras I put up just to kind of keep tabs on them. And then I put the second one up the time that one of my cats had gotten outside mistakenly. And I saw online that people actually talk in the other direction to them, which I don't know if I would go
oh
that crazy with it.
yeah.
But there was one video that I saw where the cat was like being told, like, get out of there, stop doing that. And the cat found it and just whacked the whole camera down so you couldn't see what they were doing anymore. I'm like, that's great. I wouldn't have believed it if it wasn't caught on camera.
That is such a cat. Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I was in the city yesterday most of the day and doing the Passage to Profit radio show recording without Richard, but the
mhm.
show must go on. You can't just stop because we had people coming in. And it was really fun at iHeart. But I couldn't get home. So we got started late. So by the time we got done, I was like, the traffic's going to be killer. I'm just going to take the train. I'm not going to take an Uber. So I got a cab to the train station, and they canceled the train.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Yeah.
We're having issues.
Yeah, and they said something about the police are investigating trespassers, not trespassers. Anyway, so I had to wait for the next one. So then the next train, like double the people tried to smash themselves into it. So it was like a true funnel. Like, you think about funnels, like all these people funneling into this one little
Mhm.
escalator to go down to the train. And of course, the escalator was stopped, so you had to walk down it, which is like
I'm sweating just listening to
I
what you're
know,
going through.
either have an escalator that works or have normal stairs, because walking down an escalator is awful. And then I got standing room only, but then when we got to like the second stop, the guy right next to where I was standing got up, and I took the seat really fast. Other people were looking at
So
me
you're
like,
a cat.
yeah, how'd you get in there so fast?
Yeah. Speaking of a train, and then I guess we can wrap it up, but I was talking to somebody about cats and Russia, like just like a random conversation, because who doesn't talk about those two things at once?
Right.
And he was saying that at some point in time, and I'm going to botch it up because I was only partially like getting all the details. But there was an instance where a woman was on a train traveling. I believe it was in Russia, and the cat got out at some point. So they're
Oh.
looking everywhere. They stopped the train. They're trying to find the cat, but somebody had found the cat and just kind of like didn't throw it off the train, but like when the train was stopped, just like let it out because they
Oh
thought it
my
was a
gosh.
stowaway. And that
Oh.
some of the leaders of like the town or the county or country, whatever the comparable is, actually like made a statement about it. Like the
Wow.
treatment of animals like this is not tolerated in this area or something. And I was like, wow, so there are places that treat cats like queens and kings. But like, I
Yeah.
would never think to do that. Like, oh, there's a cat. Boom. I would just say,
No.
hey, did someone lose a cat?
Right, or I would take it with me or something. Yeah, I mean, I
Mhm.
wouldn't throw it out, and what a terrible person.
No, you'd see me outside with the camping gear doing the whole pace of the train back and forth trying to get my cat back.
Oh, yeah, did they know where it was let off at?
Well, I don't know the rest of the story. No, that was all
Mm.
I caught from it. And it was like a loud environment. We were just like talking about very random stuff, pretty much like what we do here.
Yeah,
And
but
somehow that came up.
we've talked to, cat finder people before, and Facebook
Hmm.
is a huge help with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if the person had social media, but who knows? I mean,
And it was a while ago. It was like,
Yeah.
I don't even know. It could have been before social media. But
oh, that long ago.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I think we did good with a funny, random, odd episode of
weird
scattered
stuff.
facts. Yeah.
Yeah, scattered facts, I like
Yeah.
that.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for listening. If there's any topics you want to hear, let us know. We're always looking for more guests if you'd like to come in and talk about anything related to cats. And check out our website, thejerseypodcats.com, our Facebook community group, the Jersey Podcast Ooh, I did it wrong. The Jersey PodCats Podcast. There we go. Thank you so
Very
much.
good. Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks so much for listening. Let's keep the conversation going. Give this podcast a rating so other cat lovers can find it. Connect with the Jersey PodCats on social media or visit thejerseypodcats.com and leave a message sharing a story or question about cats. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll catch you in the next episode.